Hello ladies and gents, welcome here on Facebook TV for more Counter-Strike action. That's what you've come to expect, and it's what we are going to deliver yet again. I'm DDK, and this is James. And Natus... Oh, hey, what happened? I thought it was upside down.
You thought wrong, buddy.
Oh, okay, it's been... Anyway, moving on. We do have more StarSeries action here today. Of course, we've got dAT and Na'Vi to play. And importantly... In fact, let's just jump quickly, I think if we have time, into the brackets, and I can explain this a little bit. So, Titan are through. They are through to the next group stage, so good job to them. But if Na'Vi don't win 2-0, then what they will be faced with is playing the third place decider match, or rather the third place last chance match to help themselves qualify through. The bottom team is just going to be out, and if that actually managed to win, then they're going to be fine and dandy. They're going to go through as well.
Yes, Na'Vi need to win 2-0 for dAT to come third, essentially. So. Can be no mistakes here from Na'Vi. We'll have to see how that begins. What are the maps for today's match? Well,
I think we have an Inferno first up. Okay. And you know what, James? When it comes to Inferno, with that, I'm going to be excited because you know what's really cool is that Inferno is like one of those classic maps, right? And it's gone through loads of iterations of how people play it. In Go, I remember when Go first came out, like first year, it was so boring. It was like the most boring map to watch. I don't know. Do you agree?
My memory, I don't even know what happened last week, Dan.
All right, James.
You're asking me about first year of CS. Go.
We do have the odds down there, so you guys can see that people are actually favouring that a little bit here. And so this is going to play into my point a bit. So I think what really excites me about the new age Inferno is that a lot of the top teams with elite AWPers are actually starting to entry with the AWPs much more. Because you used to be that, and rightfully so. It's pretty hard to do these entries with AWP. It's kind of risky. However, these guys are getting so good that they can actually find entry frags with AWPs just on these peaks. So that's really fun. And with Simple playing and with WorldEdit playing, these guys are really good at that. So I actually do want to see the double AWP T aggressions. Even
on T, wow.
Yeah, on T. That's what I want to see. Because I know that they can do it. Of course, it requires quite a bit of money, and you're a bit crazy to do it without already a good economy, but still, that's what I want to see, because Inferno makes it more exciting these days. But yeah, what are your expectations for the first map here?
This is actually, before we even continue with that, if you remember, we said it last time Na'Vi played. Seized recently said on Twitter that they seem a bit frustrated with their results recently, and they feel like if they don't make it through Starladder, there may be some changes. And I was thinking about it and the lineups, and I feel like with double AWPs. Like if you look at the dAT team lineup right now, WorldEdit is the primary AWPer, but Simple is an impeccable rifler as well. So let's say Simple joined Na'Vi team, Guardian's still primary AWPer, and Simple is another rifler. I don't know who he would replace, but I think that could potentially work if they were to go for replacements. But I'm very fond of the Na'Vi team, and I hope they stick together.
Yeah, and as far as that goes, I think at the moment, criticism has only really fallen upon Markelov, actually, interestingly, which is quite strange, isn't it, considering the legacy that he's created. However, I feel like I've heard from quite a few people, a few good players and stuff like that, and they're like, you know what, Markelov just isn't that good these days. Like, he's just not that good these days. I wonder if it's because he hasn't found his role or what the reason is. But that said, I have seen him, at least on CT, be very good. Like, he's a consistent rifler. Of course, that's not necessarily what the legacy is about with Markelov, because his AWP skills in 1.6. But yeah, I hope that Markelov can find himself again on this team, because if he does, then this is going to be a really scary team eventually. I think it will take quite some time, though, for these guys to figure it out. But they do have Blade.
Yeah.
And that's why it's an interesting team, because you know that if they have Blade, because if you look at the old lineup, where you had Flamey and Adren and bondik and WorldEdit and Blades, that old lineup. Do you remember the shape of that lineup when I don't know, a few months ago, 4 or 5 months ago, the shape of that lineup? It wasn't that good, was it?
It was a bit rough around the edges.
Bit all over the place, and Blade actually turned them into a unit. So if he can figure out this team, he's got way more talent to work with this time around. So it's kind of like when before Thorin would always criticize the old Dignitas with Fetish. He's always saying, how can you have a team with all these ridiculously skilled players and not be able to win T rounds? How can you have Dupree and not win T rounds? This guy's just going to entry everything for you. So how can you not win T rounds? And that was the question for Dignitas before. But now they got Karrigan, they look better there. So maybe this team could be really, really sick. So I'm always excited to watch them.
Yeah. So do we know what the other two maps are? I think the last map is Cobble. But what's the second map? You going to tell us, Dan?
I'm still taking in the fact that we were on a cobble for a decider. Why, James?
The second map is Mirage.
Miragi, Mr.
So
Miragi.
we saw Overpass was updated yesterday. What do you think about the new update of that?
Well, I actually had a feeling that if they were that was like one of the like potential changes, because if you looked at the site, that was one of the, because there's not very much you can change for it, and because the route was kind of like there already, because of course they added like this from the upper park, they added this kind of route that goes right around into the side of the site, like next to like bank basically.
Yeah.
So that does make a lot of sense, but I'm not sure really yet. I'm not sure about it. What do you think?
I'm quite curious as to how CTs will hold it, because in one way you may feel looking at it automatically that you need to dedicate a CT to that area. However, you can hold that area from the toilets.
Well, this is the interesting thing, isn't it, actually? Because in reality, before, the CTs could just be like, they could push like the toilets and the upper park area, and then they could just fall back onto the site.
Yeah.
But now you can't quite do that, because if you just fall back onto the site, they have more areas, they can do a two-pronged attack all of a sudden.
You can't go park to toilets. At the site end, there's a brick wall there now, if you haven't seen the update. So park goes this way, toilets is that way, and there's a wall in the middle. So, but you know, if you're a CT and you're advanced, I think it may encourage a more aggressive hold, generally speaking, because you see like an early surge from CTs and they come back slowly. But if you have, say, two CTs, one in the park toilet area and one in the toilet kind of connects a party area, then you have a better chance. It's a more aggressive hold, but it gives T's openings as well, because they're probably going to have more numbers than the CTs are in that position. And
that's the thing, like it forces the CTs to have to do more elaborate, more complicated plays to keep the advantages, but also gives up some certain openings. And it also allows CTs to have better options, because the CTs can't be like, it takes more skill now for the CTs basically to actually hold the A side of the map, and then when they can't just fall back onto the site. So that like that's cool. I like that. I like the idea behind it. I think it's good. I think it's good as a little effort to make it a little bit more well, not T favored, but give the T's a bit of an easier time. But we'll have to see really how it plays out. I don't know. Do you think more should be done to that site? Or I
think one thing that might still be an issue is the speed of the rotation between the two sites. They haven't touched that, because obviously you can jump down like one flight of stairs, go up a few steps, and then you're in the upper part of the lower bomb site B, where snipers usually go, and it's far too fast. And you can just continually basically just peek back and forth in that situation, which is obviously going up is going to take you a little bit longer than it is going down, because you're just jumping down and you have to jump up these electricity boxes.
Jump up and get down.
Spool. Jump up to get down.
Okay, so here we go. Na'Vi versus dAT here for Star Series. Are you guys ready? Because we do have 4 men on A right now here for Na'Vi. They have a bit of a gamble going on with that little stack. However, they do need to really make sure that that starix is able to actually spot on B. And right now he's got no information. So they've got 4 players. They've got one pushed into the bedroom. He's not going to hear any stepping anytime soon. So Na'Vi really need to find some info out. This could, or else this could get really bad really fast on B. They're just holding though, both teams.
Yeah, that's a very, very patient hold indeed from Na'Vi. Very patient. The fact that they're still a minute on the clock and they still haven't rotated anybody. See bondik going to retrieve the bomb there, and Guardian just going to shoot him in the head. Now Guardian will finally rotate. Oh, I'm wondering if he's going to just loiter in the speedway area. Zeus trying to get some information. You can see him shoulder peeking here. Very, very aggressive there from Zeus. Not giving many of the dams.
Many of the dams. Well, we do have C still in the bedroom, and he's going to get a really easy frag if he's quick enough. Oh, seized. Here he goes to the CZ. Surely he will get a kill. That is so gutting. No, that's we've all been there.
Well, we've got a wrap into CC spawn here, and that's going to cause Guardian to go down. Wonder if that frag from Seized will be regressed later. He actually gets the frag eventually there on Markelov. Blade's going to try and stop the CTs as the bomb is going to get planted for that team. For a 1-man advantage on this retake. starix just holding an angle there, waiting for Simple to jump out, and then jump out he did.
Na'Vi with a nice cleanup so far. I mean, we've got WorldEdit pushing forward. There's a guy on pool. He's going to jump up, and wow, somehow he doesn't spot WorldEdit. How did that happen? And that's 3 quick frags from the man. So there you go.
I'm not sure if they even spotted each other initially. That was a bit of a bizarre kind of Benny Hill moment.
That should not have happened there.
There we go.
Going to lose the round now. starix. Oh, okay. Initially he was keeping some money, but then he spent all of his money. Okay. Alright, so the typical pistol armor from the CT side. Of course, it's very nice to get some extra nades on a map like Inferno. Some other maps you can just get the pistol armor and be happy, but you can definitely get a lot of extra advantages with the smokes that have been purchased and the flashes as well. Might see that players from Na'Vi will flash for each other, get some frags, but Simple with that nice little boost, they're going to find the kill onto Edward.
Very sneaky position there from Simple. Normally you expect people peeking the balcony from the T-side balcony, whereas he jumped over to the terrace roof to find himself some CTs to frag.
Some loving. Guardian though does get a kill with the 5-7, so picking up a weapon just for a moment before getting taken down. So some decent damage done here now by dAT, rather by Na'Vi. They've taken down 2 players. If only Xyz could get an extra one here, that would be absolutely excellent there. Force out those weapon drops. He has the P250, and they don't know where he is. So it could be possible to get a sneaky kill before he dies. And you can see that's exactly what he's trying to go for here. He's going to use all the time on the clock, because he can also save this pistol armor into the next round. And he is absolutely happy to try a one-on-one here at close range. So good stuff from Xyz.
I think if he had a 5-7, it might be a one-shot from this distance, but with 100 HP, I don't think it would one-shot with a P250.
Saw a post on Reddit, which I kind of agree with, actually. I'm not sure, but it was about all pistols apart from the Deagle should be 2 shots to the head and dead instead of 1 shot to the head and dead.
I entirely disagree with that, but why do you agree with it?
Because I feel like the pistols are really, really good in this game, and there's no reason to buy a Deagle. So the 1 shot from a Deagle will actually incentivize its use much more.
So nerf 4 pistols, sorry, nerf 2, 3...
Well, it's not a huge nerf because you can...
nerf 4 pistols for the sake of 1 pistol being more viable.
Because it still does it can still do ridiculous damage at close range, but just not the 1 shot.
I don't...
So that it's harder to take down multiple players at a time. Because if you're at close enough range to somebody that you're going to 1-shot them with a pistol and they got a rifle and helmet, you're going to kill them anyway. It will just take 2 bullets to the point. But no such powerful pistols here for the CT side. Most P250 still that he saved.
I think the strength of the pistols now encourages team play from the riflers. So if you changed all those pistols so you couldn't one-shot with them, then it would just be easier for the other team, and it would require less team play. So I think it'd be worse for the game. The fact that they are a danger of one-shot. Well, firstly, there's a way to play them with regards to close corners and one-shot distances, and there's a counter for that: grenades, mollies, flashbangs, etc., and team play. So.
Yeah.
I think it's like a please make the game easier for me. That's what it sounds like.
It just makes the game, I guess, more. I guess is what Valve have always been trying to do. I guess it makes the game more dynamic and more punishing, basically. Less punishing how they are now. Yeah, because if you lose rounds, you always have more of a chance to get back into the game, and so on and so forth. It's not going to be. It's fine though. I'm not like saying it should be changed, but I think there could be an argument. But that said, to quickly finish off this point. At least it's not like the CZ bad when the CZ was really good, because that was way too much.
Yeah.
That was way too much. Anyway.
There's still an argument about the CZ now, but I think we need a bit more data before we can decide.
All right, so we're going to kick things off here with the first AWP of the match. And it's going to be on WorldEdit, and he's going to not have a challenge here. Na'Vi don't have anybody really with enough cash to want to spend money for an AWP. And Na'Vi going to go for an aggressive push on Banana. I like this. It's a nice little flash there from starix. He's going to get his teammate down there. Blade caught by the pillars. And they're going to take some map control there. And WorldEdit's going to be kind of pressured here, but we talked about this position yesterday. They're going to stick with the 2 players, which looks like they aren't. They could actually push that position if they really wanted to. Actually, they are. They're still stuck with 2 players towards Banana, actually, here for Na'Vi, as that team are funneled through to the middle. Na'Vi ready to receive them. There it is. Zeus picks up the player trying to get the boiler pick. So not going so well for that at the moment. bondik, though, will enable them to actually gain some ground now that he took down Guardian. However, the smoke is still up, so options are limited. They don't want to go through quad yet. It's way too dangerous.
Where is bondik throwing the bomb? into Vietnam. Just in case somebody peeks mid, I assume. Hopefully they can't see it. Or his teammates actually come through Vietnam to pick it up. 25 seconds left on the clock.
Look at WorldEdit. Look at him go. He's basically the 1-on-3. Look at these angles. He finds the second player on pit. WorldEdit is going to find the angle there on him. Does miss the shot, and C's going to come in from the side. But that was more than enough a distraction to actually pull a player back. So WorldEdit might just have given his team a window of opportunity here. There it is. The player who was alone is down on the B-bomb site, allowing the plant for Markelov. Oh, that sucks so much for Markelov. 4 health left. Back to quad. There is hope in the AK, however.
Sees is waiting for his teammate to arrive. Zeus, they're going to slowly push the site and go for this two-pronged assault. They have no idea where he is, actually. So the wallbang was good, but that's a nice snap from Zeus. Going to take Markelov's head off. And Sees is the man with the kits. Meanwhile, Zeus, I assume, is running for the AWP, but that AWP is miles away. He has no chance of getting that. WorldEdit died around the kind of quad area. So he's running to get some presents for Guardian, but he'll have to buy his own.
It's actually, by the way, really smart of WorldEdit because they knew that there was 2 players a site, and he killed the arch player. So it's very likely that there's 2 actually around the pit area. And he kind of gambled and said, okay, both are going to be in pit. And the AWP in that situation is really good in those kinds of engagements. So that was really smart. I liked it a lot.
Oh, he's going to go for a cheeky peek again, isn't he? Yes, he is.
Cheeky peeky.
Cheeky peek. No AWP on the terrorist side. Na'Vi getting their first round on the board there with that defuse. Let's have a look at the kill board. C's putting in work here for Na'Vi. Once again, Na'Vi need to win 2-0 to stay in SLTV. And if they don't, I do wonder if they will do as they still stay to their word and make some changes.
Just coming in though. And the bomb is actually still down at the bottom of Banana, so they're going to lose WorldEdit and gain nothing from it, more or less. All they did was really just cost the CTs a couple nades, and that's not really worth it for the life of WorldEdit. There is Guardian looking towards Boiler, so they have a nice hold at the moment. Going to be another 10 seconds or so before dAT can really get themselves up for a picking team. I didn't get smoked off though, so it looks like they want to go for this now. Na'Vi falling back slightly on A to safer positions.
This wall of smoke has wasted much time for that team. You can see Edward just jumping around there. There is someone close in Napster, so he has to be careful. If he doesn't get the gun out in time, he could be in trouble here. That's going to be Markelov pushing. See where the first frag comes. 10 seconds left, and they're still trying to push the site here. I'm not even sure if they could get a side plant in this situation. Oh, I think they've got just enough time to get this down. Wow, talk about leaving it to the last second. So, 2 versus 2. Got starix in, CT spawn, and C's charging up mid at the moment. Versus 3. Going to be a lot of places for him to clear out. And they're probably going to be banking on somebody being an ATS, and there is somebody in ATS. Markelov going down. Still time on the clock here. Both players with kits as well. C's needs to charge forward faster. bondik, last one standing. Going to get taken out. And that's another defuse for Na'Vi. Another expensive round as well. So I'm sure C's will be trying to grab Guardian's AWP. If he can. Nowhere to be found.
That was a really nice retake though. 2 versus 3. Good intuition.
Yeah,
Going straight for the guy in apartments.
That frag on Markelov was really important. Quite often you see people playing towards the balcony area. Markelov may have been going for a potential flank out of Boiler there. Hence his position. Using that extra man wisely, but Na'Vi were ready for the challenge.
So Na'Vi have already displayed good strategy, good tactics when it comes to banana control, but this round they decide to play a little bit more passively, and dAT just going to go straight in right up there, just so fast, and the nades are going to be a little bit slow because of that, but they aren't able to get the frags here. starix with loads of kills, going to be able to keep this position alive here, the front of the site, and now Guardian's there as well, so they got loads of coverage. And dAT team have been shut out. So that almost worked actually. dAT were really fast, going in dry with no nades. But they weren't able to get the quick entry they needed to get themselves on the site.
Nice pop flash on Banana there.
So now 50 seconds left. Simple and bondik are heavily wounded, and they are looking for a way back into this round. However, their hopes are probably best going to be served if they just try to get some damage done. Just try to get a couple players killed here, because that's realistic. if you think too much about getting the plant, then you could give up doing anything at all. And I think getting the plant here is very unlikely. But they might be able to get a 2-on-1. Good peek there. Great nade coming in from a teammate to flash those players. And Na'Vi with some excellent teamwork are going to lose absolutely no one there. And that's going to result in a round for them as they tied up 3-3. And yeah, I actually feel like Na'Vi, once they get their money going, should have a really good half here.
I just wanted to say that, just in case we didn't see that, as the T's were trying to go back in mid because they had no presence here, they just threw a nade off this wall onto this roof so they can peek mid as the nade goes off. So even though it's not going to necessarily flash someone and get them a frag because they can see the flash coming, it at least forces people to look away so they can get control of the vision of mid. So a little tidbit there that you can do if you're having to change position on this map. No AWP now for the CT side. Going to be all rifles. 2 AKs though. It's going to give them a bit of an advantage later on. They are up against the eco of that team at the moment. He's shoulder picking once again. You saw in the previous round, he saw an arm of a player, just like that. He's not going to try and engage there on his own. Going to use those numbers and stay close to his teammate so they can double their firepower when it's needed.
And they didn't throw the smoke yet, which is interesting. That's what I was looking for. But by the way, we do have the action coming in onto the A site as the push comes in, and we do have the bomb actually in library now. Ooh, that's a nice shot there from Simple. Able to take down Edward. Holding down the position, so this is a great spot for Zeus. Takes down the second one. In comes starix from the flank, and they're going to clean it up there. But yeah, so the shoulder peek on Banana, we didn't see that kind of stuff enough last night in our NA match. I think we were talking about the lack of grenades, but that's like a really good spot, like where it's clear he's just playing to see where the players are, to know when he has to throw the smoke.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's not looking to engage there. He's looking to hold off. That's the idea. Guardian going for potentially a fast apps pick. bondik will have seen him. I thought Guardian was going to go full JW there, but he's got to be careful here actually, because he could get shot in the side from Markelov. But with bondik seeing Guardian run past, I think he had an inkling that he was close. And it begins.
A nice angle there from Guardian, very forward. And not only were they pushing Banana with 3 players, but Guardian was solo pushing apps as well. So that was a really aggressive start to the round from Na'Vi. As we do have 2 players crawling up the apartment still, trying to take some control of that area. However, the seeing presence from Guardian all over the place is going to be very scary. They're going to have to go in, use some brute force to try to make this work. As WorldEdit is going to be peeking onto both angles, arch and quad side. Gets Edward. Zeus was out of position to try to trade that. Although he does get WorldEdit, he was surprised to see another player there so quickly. bondik with a trade. Do they know there's another player there? No, they're surprised that yet again there is another player, a third one coming from arch side. And that distraction, that confusion was all Na'Vi needed to close out the round there.
But let's also make a point that when that first arch kill came in from WorldEdit, it wasn't an instant peek from the second Na'Vi player. He waited like a second and a half just to make sure all eyes would be on quad, then popped out. So it wasn't like, oh, there's a frag, let me instantly go for the trade frag. It was definitely a timing thing there. Bit of psychology behind the timing of that second peek. And
yeah, playing with the knowledge of standard setups too, expecting only one player to be there. So yeah, that's a smart consideration for sure. And ooh, pretty forward on middle here is Guardian. Look at that, looking at the second mid, gets dropped instantly by the Galil of WorldEdit, and Zeus is low, so he has to back away onto the site. We need to see a very tight setup between Zeus and Edward here. Edward in the balcony right now. He could be perhaps better served to drop down into pit to help Zeus be covered there, but Blade going to take down Seized as they march onto the site, and they're really split up at the moment. There, a quick shot there from Blade onto the head of Zeus, and Edward is now alone.
Worth noting, Blade did a fake as well for the death cam, ran towards quad, then just after about a second, ran straight back towards arch again, just to give the opponents the wrong calls if possible.
So, Markelov the Merciless.
Death cam can last quite a long time though.
Yeah, is it like 3 or 4 seconds? 3 or 4 seconds?
It can be, yeah. I
can't remember what the exact time is.
It's just far too long.
It is very long, yeah. It was actually the same in Quake 3 actually. There's like a death cam, and so when if you die on an item, you stay on it just to see the time that they take the item, or the direction that they're going in. Exact same principle. And it can be really powerful to fake it. But in Quake 3, you get to a point where like people would like triple fake it and stuff, and it's just like it just becomes a mess. But Guardian picking up the AWP. We have WorldEdit still on the AWP. Here's Guardian though on Banana. Ooh, looking away just as they're pushing him, and could be quite smart considering that there's 3 players in close proximity to this position. As Edward gonna rip up Markelov with the Mag 7. Yesterday we learned that there was also a Mag 10, so that was, and the more you know, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's the same kind of one, but let's not get too nerdy about it.
Yeah.
Don't start me off, Dan.
About the mags.
Oh, this view has to be. I need to change that view.
Alright. Start second oranges. Ooh, instantly destroyed by bondik. And the peek by Guardian there, the re-peek onto Banana was certainly a regrettable one, considering he was met with WorldEdit. But Seized and Zeus in a 2-on-3. They have won a 2-on-3 previously. I believe it was those two. Can they make this work here? WorldEdit is kind of out of action if he's staying on the Banana at the moment. But Seized on Coils might just find himself without his head very soon, because WorldEdit is on Banana with the AWP, and they've spotted both players now, so he should be on the angle. There goes Seized dropping in on top of him. WorldEdit is still there, playing it so passively. That's really smart. Finally reveals himself. One-on-one with the bomb ticking away super fast. Seized going in. WorldEdit not peeking. And he knows, Seized knows, it's all over. And WorldEdit's even going to survive, so good job. Very patient, very disciplined.
Okay, so 5-2-5. And Na'Vi starting to, every round that that team win, Na'Vi going to need a really strong T side. Once again, guys, we cannot emphasize it enough. They need to win, sorry, Na'Vi need to win 2-0 to stay in SLTV.
Well, they can, otherwise, if they win if they win...
otherwise they go into, well, to go into the upper bracket, otherwise they go into the last chance qualifier.
Yeah, there you go. Last chance qualifiers.
Charity.
So pretty nice kill there from Simple, just pushing the apps very quickly, going to get the better of Edward.
We are seeing quite an aggressive Na'Vi. I mean, it is a pistol round, but even on other ones, we saw Guardian pushing the apps himself. So we are seeing increased aggression from Na'Vi.
Yeah, they've obviously changed it up, haven't they?
Yeah.
Nice impromptu boost up onto the quad roof. Just maybe. Maybe not. A little bit too slow now.
Watch them try and do it for a while.
They've given it up. Oh dear. Blade almost going down to starix there. But it does get the frag in the end. It's a tied game at the moment, but with this situation that we're seeing right now, that look very, very poised to take control of the match. And only a few rounds ago, Na'Vi were in that position, but they lost the key moments. And that team looking to take an advantage here. And we haven't seen any AWP from Simple. Obviously, I was talking about the aggressive orbs and the potential for it in this map. And they're not playing that kind of a style. They're just playing a more standard style at the moment, actually, which is good, actually, because I think you always want to be able to fall back onto a very standard style and have some default rounds. It's especially good in tournaments whereby when you're in the earlier stages and you're against lesser skilled teams, you want to show default rounds. You don't want to show your fancy stuff.
Where is this going to go? Oh, it's a flashbang.
Good flash. I have not seen that one before. I need to check out exactly who that flashes and where. But Edward does come in for a quick trade. Going to fall back onto Pit right now. He's got no support. Really needs Guardian to jump onto the site at the moment so that he can play crossfires with him and distractions with him. However, yeah, there he is. But he does get instantly taken down by Simple. Very good awareness from Simple. Important frag. Had Guardian stayed alive, they would be slowed significantly for the teammates to rotate, but Edward's still there in the pit, does get taken down now. WorldEdit needs to go for the bomb plant, but there is a player. What a shot there through the smoke as well. And now in comes Seized. 1-on-2. And bondik is pretty low. He's just going to walk in through the smoke here. That's actually quite an awesome move from him. Nobody in the pit, but he can't know that just yet. Going to spot maybe the first player, going for the back of the side. Sees the barrel of the gun, instant frag, but WorldEdit able to pick up the kill regardless, 7-5.
He is 13 for 7 right now. WorldEdit, he is doing a good job as the primary upper for that team so far, and definitely hitting everyone's radar with these highlight reels that we see coming out from him. Excellent clutches, openings, everything. He's looking like the full package here for dAT. So again, we've got one person on this eco for Na'Vi on the B-bomb site and a 4-man stack around it, around A. See Guardian here playing that close awning position. If you throw high flashbangs into mid, That will often block them, actually. So that warning forces you to throw them a bit lower. If you want to flash everyone, you can see the rotation coming now from Na'Vi, heading up towards the B-bomb site. Simple's checking out his inventory.
I like stacks. Stacks are good. They can be very, very effective. Keeping your team together with the pistols can be very strong. We've left Zeus on the A side of the map, but that team playing patiently, very patiently. Perhaps because Simple just timed out. That could also be a reason, but also they are warranted to play very patiently due to the fact that they're against pistols, and they know that. They know this. They've got Blade calling the shots. He's going to be keeping an eye on that money of the CTs. There's a smoke for the truck on pits.
Yeah, there's a pit smoke there. And there we go.
You wanted that to happen, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I really didn't. I was holding it. You said hold it before he throws it, right? So I did, and it didn't do anything. It didn't work.
I had to talk to Steel. He never actually got stuck on the smoke, and he held loads of smokes in the last tournament he observed. So Steel must know something we don't. Either way, now we've got a good pit control coming in from dAT. They've got the rifles as well, so it's going to be like running into the machine guns in World War I here for Na'Vi as they run at them. But it is carnage. Markelov picking a couple off at the end, and that's going to be another round there for that team as they are going to pause and await the return of their comrade, Simple.
Okay, so what do you think's going wrong for Na'Vi here? Why are they losing 8 rounds on their CT of Inferno?
I think they're just getting. I think that team are just being better, like really good on the picking game at the moment. So the defensive setups from Na'Vi a little bit lackluster. Guardian has come into play. He's been to Banana. He's been to mid. He's moved around a little bit. He was even in apartments once, but he's not doing the best job ever when it comes to the mid round. Like we're not seeing Guardian take better positions on the mid round.
Yeah,
and that
I haven't seen him get that many picks in mid
early.
Actually.
Yeah, that playing really slow early on, and they're not challenging him either. They're actually just leaving WorldEdit to largely just play it cool. I think we saw one AWP battle, which was WorldEdit versus Guardian on Banana, and WorldEdit actually won that one. But besides that, I don't remember a moment when Guardian and WorldEdit actually clashed, because I don't think WorldEdit's really been challenging middle that much.
Yeah, I think this is probably one of the tougher teams for Guardian to AWP against, along with Kenny S. I think that, I mean, I can see that team over time just being a nasty. It's like a team where I feel like games against that, like a month and a half from now, are either going to be reasonably close or they're going to just smash you to bits.
Yeah, that's what happens when you got all the star power on your team.
I would love to see that happen, actually.
So part of it does feel like that are outskilling Na'Vi a little bit. Like they're doing really well on the opening picks because we haven't seen anything strategically complicated. We were talking about this, in fact. Like I really enjoy when you see very good teams or great teams have very good default rounds, which are very standard rounds. And on an Inferno, you take map control and you look for the picks. You have your setups, team play setups to try to like find picks and break through angles. You gather some information. Your caller makes a call and you go with it. Really simple stuff. And that's what that team have been doing. Because you can have teams, for example, where they have a style that's a bit flashy or a bit crazy, a little less standard. But when you're like playing lesser teams, or when you're playing teams that in tournaments, you don't want to show your most powerful stuff. You don't want to show your most gambly stuff. And this is part of the way you can be a consistent team. Also, I think. But that's just my personal opinion. Having played lots of competitions in the past. This approach is a good one. 8-5 is the score. That team are definitely doing really, really good. And Na'Vi haven't been without their gun rounds. They've had loads of gun rounds to play with, actually. They've been doing all right on the money here and there. We're going to see another round here where they can potentially turn this around a little bit, get those extra 2. Guardian going to be peeking middle as well. Did it now going to peek middle as well. It's been a while. Nice flash over from Guardian. Bomb is down there by Slave. This time what it did, a quick little peek there on middle, but just up the pixels here. Guardian not brave enough to challenge the deeper angles, which I think is smart.
Absolutely. These two AWPers are as dangerous as each other. If one of them has the angle already, I would not want to be the other one challenging. Either way.
Yeah, I think it's for WorldEdit, he might want to actually find some of these shots, but Guardian, it's not in his interest, especially 5 to 8. Guardian's a pretty smart AWPer as well. He's not going to want to blow up the round for his team just because he thinks that he can get a pick early on, even though the risk is the risk is not worth it. So you go, dAT slowly taking map control once again. They don't have Banana this time. This is usually they've been putting a lot of pressure on Banana, but this round, starix is actually in the middle area around the pillars, so he's got the deep smoke going for him. Zeus is going to pick up the kills. They try to get an entry onto Boiler. So Zeus is going to open things up well. That was Simple as well. Simple, a pretty key entry player here for them. With the rifle, Zeus going to be taking down Markelov as these peaks are staggered in. The nade's not really supporting them fully. dAT are staggered into this push, and it's not working out. Seized and Zeus with 2 each. As now WorldEdit looks for the pick with the AWP, but what is he to find? It's a starix flanking him, and you're going to get yourself another round. Mr. Na'Vi, I don't know what, that doesn't really make sense, but
Mr. Na'Vi.
Mr. Na'Vi.
So, no, they didn't have a single player drop that round, which is really important because look at the cash. Even after winning that round, they don't have a lot in the bank at all. C's doing really good work here for Na'Vi so far. Well ahead in the frags, 18 frags on the board. Even more than the man himself, WorldEdit, who is grinding here for the T side, for that team. Got a 3-man push here towards the B site this time, so an additional presence here for Na'Vi.
Yeah, this is really nice. I like this a lot. They've been doing the deep banana smoke quite often. dAT have not been necessarily really carrying all that much. They've been kind of letting them have it and just waiting and just letting the round play out a little bit. So we'll have to see how this one turns out. But of course, it would be really nice to see them challenge through this smoke after some time has passed, because more than not, they'll leave one player there, as we can see happening again here. starix's job is just to spot being the lone player there and fall back and delay them so that the rotation can come if they do push for B. However, he's falling back a little bit. This is good from him. But dAT are pushed up middle. Now they want to try to push these players back. They don't have any banana control, so this is most likely a committed play towards A now.
Gradual control here from the C's, taking with something to note. They're not just charging now in that control. They want that opening, but C's getting yet another frag on the board here for Na'Vi. 28 seconds remaining on the clock, and Quad is still just about in control of the CT side. Zeus winning an important duel there. 2-man advantage now for that team, as the rotation is coming with starix in the mid area. Last 2 plays will be taken out for Na'Vi. Makes it 7-8 in favor of that team as we go into half time.
So yeah, dAT team doing a great job. I felt like Na'Vi around the 5-5 mark. That was the key round for them, where they had the chance to take control of the map. I really feel like they could have done like a 10-5 there, but yeah, they kind of lost the grip of that round, and then that team were able to like get them into an eco, and then they lost all their economic momentum, and then that was it for them. 7-8. It's an okay score though. They can certainly bring this back, but I would have said that their CT side is going to be stronger than their T sides on this map. So.
Absolutely. I'm actually quite curious as to whether or not they'll go double AWP, because I do think this is a map where if they do that B and Na'Vi go for a slow push and that team don't get like an early pick, then they could. I think they could get rolled on B if Na'Vi have smokes in the right place. So I'm very curious to see how WorldEdit's going to play, if they're going to have him try and get a pick and then rotate between sites, or if he's just going to play Arch or B. There's lots of questions to be had here on that team. Again, they're a brand new team, and because the dynamic changed so much in their team, having Simple and WorldEdit on the same team, there's so many questions as to not just questions as to how they can play, but they have so many options as well. As you can see, quite a lot of the time, WorldEdit is the only AWPer, but they're more than capable of turning on the second AWP should they need to. Like if you look at the old Tyson lineup with Kali, it was pretty much double AWP all the time. With them, whereas that team can do whatever they like, essentially.
Yeah, I mean they can basically. I would like to see with the dAT team that they actually try to copy the new NIP style of play, because NIP obviously have 2 really good AWPers. You've got your Markelov, your really quick draw, fast trigger, crazy aggressive AWPer, and you got Forest, who's actually more stable and a better like more passive to aggressive AWPer and not balls to the walls crazy. And
I'd say that's like Simple and WorldEdit respectively.
Exactly. So I would actually like to see them try to study NIP's new playstyle a little bit, because I feel like they do have the skill in their AWPers to actually do that. And the 3 players behind that, well, if they just study the setups that NIP use, maybe they could find some inspiration there. Because I do agree, I do agree that this double up could be used more here for that team. Either way, we're going to see them play CT. And in is the pistol round. Blade with the peeks on the middle. He's going to see a bunch of players there. Goes for the extra greedy peek. Does pick up the kill too. So then he's going to be able to fall back onto a defensive position. And Na'Vi aren't going to be able to exploit it. But what did it down to 6 HP? Was that a grenade? I'm not sure what that was, but that was a lot of damage. We're going to see the pick from Guardian there onto Blade. Quad is now open. Arch is now open. And the rotation from that has begun. Na'Vi going to go in. And bondik going to go peeking. That is a great flash there. bondik gets the free one. Diving in on top of him, though, from the pit. starix is able to pick up the kill. Steez rolls in as well. And that is a clean bomb site, thanks to Na'Vi. Markelov now against 3 players. Going to get annihilated by starix. And they tie it up, so Na'Vi in with a good start here.
Okay, it's the round they needed. It's the round they wanted and the round they needed. And again, guys, if you are just joining us in this match, Na'Vi need to win both of these games in order to make it through in the top 2 seeds with Titan. Otherwise, they go through to a different part of the bracket where they have to do the dishes to get back into the top end. This is an eco from that team, and fast control here on the banana area from the terror side. That smoke will slow them down. We're seeing a rotation here from WorldEdit. Remaining 4 players have Kevlar, no helmets. WorldEdit has that mini AWP, also known as a Deagle, complete with I'm Pro sticker. So maybe you'll see how pro he is.
Is this Deagle called Nicole? I think it was. Awesome. Alright, Na'Vi just going to buddy their way up middle. Not much of a challenge here for Na'Vi with these extra seconds. And soon the round is to be over here. So very standard stuff here. We're going to have 2 players remaining. All they can try to do is just either save or do some extra damage here with these pistols. But WorldEdit with the Eagle is not going to get too much here. He is in a really awful spot. They know exactly where he is in this little room. He's got 19 HP. Nobody has an HE, but starix has an AK. So there you go. They only lost to Edward. So Na'Vi, great rounds, limiting the damage completely. And now dAT are on the full save. So that I would like to see a stack from them. I would really like to see a stack from them, and just to play for the exits if they don't go to that site. Like that standard play would be really cool for me.
Looks fairly standard at the moment. WorldEdit playing the arch area, so I guess we will see him AWPing there later on as well. So again, a fast charge up, early map control from the T's. Don't want that getting into too many sneaky positions, as that won't do them any favors. Guardian just rolling with the pistol there. Repeaks with the Mac 10, and something has very quickly gone terribly wrong for Na'Vi.
Yeah, no kidding. Look at this. This is terrible. Terrible, terrible. Blade able to pick up a frag onto Edward as well, meaning that it's just on Zeus. He's still fully loaded here, but he's got to retrieve the bomb. And Na'Vi, sorry, that team know exactly where that bomb is. Oh dear. Who is that? That's bondik there in the bedroom. And there's 2 players on the right. Oh my goodness, no chance. And they get rolled. There's 4 players picking up rifles here for that team. Okay, oh, just 3 players. They weren't able to get the 4th one there. But still, that's a really big turn on the money. And we're going to have a 9-9 scoreline. And that team, in reality, they should be rolling with much worse weapons in this round. But they have a really good setup now with the AKs in the mix.
Yeah, who knows what happened there. 3 people died seemingly at the same time on various parts of the map, so see Blade's influence is starting to show on that team. And the longer they are together with his leadership, I do wonder how strong they will end up being. So, WorldEdit holding the arch area. Pick found onto Blade by Edward. So it's going to weaken things up here, and Simple will rotate from B over to A. Try and shore up this defense. Almost get to say kill through the smoke there, but just doing a bit of wax on, wax off, spraying all over the place. Not going to find Guardian too much. So now there's a denial of information here for that team. Rotation going back towards B. They have no idea where the bomb is or where the players are, and where a push might come in. You can see Archie smoked off there while they're just trying to spray through. See if you can find anyone. And now here comes the full team push.
That's really nice, Edward. They're running backwards, so the flashes pop, and then he turns, gets the kill, but bondik going nuts over by Pit, picks up 2 quick frags. The third one as well coming in from bondik, still locking down the Pit position. His teammates have to come in to help him out, but he will get eliminated, and that's really key right now. It means Guardian or Seeds can now occupy the Pit area as well. However, Seeds is on the site, as is Guardian. Not going to use the Pit position, and this is going to be nice from Seeds. Timely peek as the nades come in. Spray now onto Simple. 1-on-1, Guardian picks up the kill, and that will lose the round. Very good play from bondik by the Pit, but it was not quite enough, as that team are on the eco close. Well, yeah, basically on the eco now. I mean, they kind of have to. They've got 2 players on 1500. So maybe some of the more rich players could drop a couple pistols for them. I'm going to see the eco indeed. So this
still dropping, still in CT spawn at the moment, so going to be a late exit, but it shouldn't matter too much. So Simple's just holding this sneaky position.
It would be amazing if he got a knife there. It's not, surely not. Surely not. Okay, he's going to go down straight away. starix picks up the kill. We're going to go into for the cleanup of the bomb site. And things looking pretty good at the moment for Na'Vi. Markelov's still alive though. No one's checked quad yet. Okay, there we go. Someone comes in to check quad. About time. And we're about to see the end of these save rounds. And we're about to see dAT picking up the guns and showing what they have to play with. They're going to have a lot of money as well, some of these players. Yeah, indeed. Lots of cash. Where's the AWP? There it is. Bondik going to drop it over to WorldEdit. So WorldEdit with the AWP. Nobody AWPing on Na'Vi now. And that's actually something that that team, knowing that no one died, they can actually know that. So this means that WorldEdit can actually openly peek the more deep angles on middle if he wants to, because there won't be an AWP there. However, he's playing insanely defensively. As I say that. Tifisk.
Okay, so it's going to be a long slog to 16 for both of these teams. Na'Vi's only 5 rounds away, but they are on the T side. dAT 6 rounds away. 6 rounds of pressure against them. There's pressure on both these teams, as again, they're both going to want to finish second here. Titan are going to finish first regardless, after demonstrating those insane strats that we saw recently. Sino's double boost on YouTube now on Dust 2 over that smoke. And again, we've got a 1 and 4 setup here across B and A. Simple just rotating back. So was it Na'Vi doing that as well? I think both these teams were doing 1 and 4 setups.
I'm not sure actually right now, because Na'Vi going to be going in. That's a good smoke onto Arch. And it's going to be a lot of pressure. Going to isolate the guy coming in from CT. It is just on the man who is in library at the moment, which is Blade. He's getting pretty low on health as Guardian looking to make his mark felt towards the quad area. Seeds eliminated immediately. That's a really big deal there for the CT's retake. Picking up another kill onto bondik is not Zeus, and now it's a 3-on-3 here. Health advantage going to Na'Vi. Bomb is not yet planted, however. 10 seconds left to do it. Guardian has to go for it. CTs are held back, though, by the grenades. So Guardian able to get the bomb down for his team, putting the clock onto the CTs. Blade is going to make his way, or considering to make his way back around apartments, but teammates locked out at the moment. They're all really low. In fact, it's impossible now. Them all being so incredibly low on health. Going to fall back, and that's going to be the round for Na'Vi, as they will go 12-9. And yeah, that was a close one right there. But yeah, the best they could do really is to keep the T's on the site to like actually make sure they die in the explosion. But they're so weak, they just really want to hold onto the guns.
Yeah, and it's going to be important. Absolutely, 3 guns held onto, including an AWP, makes life a lot more viable here for that team. If they lost all those guns, then Na'Vi would probably run away with the rest of the game. However, they are in with a fighting chance now. You can see 2 FAMASs coming out for Blade and Markelov. Going to have a smoke on Markelov. Blade is going to have a flashbang, but not much else. But with 4 smokes on the team, they've still got enough resources to try and waste some time here for Na'Vi. Keep them behind these gaseous walls. And okay, now they've got a 3 versus 2 setup, so a bit more standard.
And both AWPers very passive at the start, especially WorldEdit. This is why I would like to see Simple AWPing actually a little bit more, because I feel like from the position that team are in, you want to go big or you're going to go home essentially. So Na'Vi just have to play their standard game, and it looks like it's been good so far. Guardian looking for the entry there, does get smoked off. This is what I was talking about, these elite AWPers able to make those entries really effectively on these sites. And what did it? Great angle on Boiler now. There it is, smoked off. Good counter grenade coming in from WorldEdit. That's going to slow him down and waste the majority of that smoke. However, it's just a bit of a delaying play here. We're going to see Edward falling all the way back to help the push out on B. And they could leave starix there to actually be a little lurker, but no, they're actually going to give up both players to help reinforce the rush. The smoke is dissipating now, and they're readying with the nades. Here we go. Push onto B, bomb site. Na'Vi coming in with full force. Markelov on top of second orange, just looking for the frags. Does only get one in is Simple in the back though, picks up one as well. Blade is rotating, and there you go, between Blade and Simple, they mow them all down. And we're going to have another round there for dAT. And Na'Vi, they can buy, but they are going to be using all the last monies.
I think I just realized why Simple and Markelov like to stand up here. You saw those Molotovs come in, and they land on the floor. I mean, there was that bug where it went up here as well. However, it kind of stopped after a second or two, so I think that might be why, to kind of counter-strat those mollies that try to force the CTs out into the open. Oh, Simple almost getting two there.
And this is it, the double up coming in from dAT. This is what we want to see. And now their economies are getting a little bit more stable. Markelov going to be wrapping around the first oranges area, going for the spray downstairs. Three players found by Markelov as Guardian is left alone. And Na'Vi in trouble now. In a lot of trouble.
Guardian still got the bomb, but he has no idea where any of these CTs are. They could be someone standing in second mid, holding any kind of angle at all. A direct angle or a passive angle. So he gets too deep up mid and then he gets shot in the back. He has a decision to make here. We may see a smoke push. Curious to see what the strat is 1v4. He's probably expecting that there's going to be two on each site. Makes sense. Don't want to make one more vulnerable than they need to versus only one rifler. I'd say both people setting up for trade frags. However, one of these guys, if WorldEdit dies, he's the only person who's exposed in this current setup, basically. If he goes down, there's no trade frag. So Guardian, is he just going to sit here and save?
Looks like it, yeah. I mean, there's your answer.
Yeah, has considerably less money than the rest of his team.
And he's got a smoke as well as the armor and the AK, meaning that
he can upgrade his armor for $350 as well at the moment because it hasn't been touched.
He's got $3,650 of value on him. So yeah, even if they have the max bonus, he's going to have more by just keeping himself alive. So there you go. His team's going to be able to bite behind this, but you can see that it's a terrible buy. A terrible buy. Na'Vi need to, if they want to get back into the game, they have to do it now, because otherwise dATs are going to start rolling them. They have the double AWP setup coming in. Na'Vi would have noticed this. They would have seen Simple and WorldEdit AWPing. WorldEdit going for a more aggressive peak this time around. They should realize that the money's so low that they can't be AWPs to challenge them on these long-range angles, but still WorldEdit with a conservative approach on middle, as he doesn't want to take any chances. Simple as well, falling back with his AWP. And this is what I would be scared of, because both of these guys are explosive with that sniper rifle.
Okay, so smokes all over the place at the moment. Only two smokes left for the CT side actually already, so got them out pretty fast. They're using lots of mollies as well, so all the weapons out to try and slow the push of these players. Let's have a look at the angle WorldEdit is holding. If he's going to find anything. Looks like he is going to be smoked off shortly. Tries to counter it with the first Molotov of the day. Oh, smokes all over the place. Wow. Even cutting off the rotation of the AWPers as well. Very smart play there by Na'Vi, but how much is it going to count for?
Oh, he goes, WorldEdit still rocking the AWP in the bomb site now with looking at those angles, but look at that, he's just running around the crate right there, and so he's just trying to find him, but his teammates are just gunning him down. Love it.
That looks really funny.
Yeah.
It's like someone chasing a dog and a dog's hiding. Yeah. But meanwhile, he's getting shot in the back by loads of CCs.
Okay, so Na'Vi are broken. They are broke! Busto! No monies. No money. Now there you go. There's the awesome pop flash. You should please copy that. I will never want to see you peeking middle without using that pop flash, please.
Yeah, do be real. Use grenades.
For real, yeah. Hi, Brill.
B and 6 for the grenade menu.
Look at that. pixel angle there.
Just reloading, just right there in front of them. He could have paid for that.
Oh my god, but they paid for that pretty heavily. They're just all running and making a graveyard of T players.
I feel like, well, they probably didn't know that he was standing right there. The sound isn't the best in this particular iteration of the game at the moment, but you know, if you hear if you're close to a corner and you hear someone reloading, absolutely, it's the opportunity to get a free frag.
I'm gonna do voiceovers for this game. For
What
every
kind of
for
voiceovers?
every sound effect.
Every sound effect.
For every sound effect.
Even AWP.
Yeah. It'd be amazing. Could do the plant pots. Smashing could do the.
I would love to hear
fans,
you do an impression of that.
Do the smoke grenades, the flashbangs, all the sound effects would be great.
I would not want to play this game.
I believe it's Seized who's actually carrying heavy for his team at the moment. I think he's on 27 kills or something. Yeah, Seized. So Seized has been doing a great job here. Going to be looking for more results from him at the moment, as they do need to make something happen. They're going to go for this committed play up middle. They don't have any info on Banana, so that means that if they want to go for a double back, it's very, very risky because they don't know what's going on there for the CTs. So here we go. It's going to be all on this A push. Unless they decide to go for the risk here onto B. They still have time to go for the double back if they really want to. But there you go. What are they connecting with the head of Edward? He's going to find himself in a very nasty place now, out of the round, as WorldEdit has a better position on the site. He's got good coverage from his teammates as well. And you can see now Na'Vi are peeking Seized actually up Banana. So Seized is getting info on Banana. But there's only 25 seconds left, so if they're going to go Banana, they have to go now, as time is running out. But it is Na'Vi, and they are the masters of the last 20 seconds of any round. And here we go. Picking up Zeus from the pit. Really nice position. Look how well he's working it there with his teammates. Just Seized left now. Picking up the bomb. Making his way back. 10 seconds left. And it all falls apart. It all falls apart, James.
While that clock was running down, however, Na'Vi were just, even though there were no frags coming in, Na'Vi gained so much map control. They had a player go all the way up to Library. But I can't remember who won that particular duel, but they were just advancing. But at the end of the day, sometimes you've got to kill people.
Yeah, imagine if they got into the position they were in when the time ran out for like 30 seconds before. Then they have like so many options.
Yeah.
Like they can go wrapped for a B, or they can still hit A with a delay, or fake a double back. You know, loads of stuff. Anyway, still, WorldEdit's been doing a good job here with the AWP. And Simple's actually pushing Banana. It does get a frag with the C's there. Falls back to an angle with the AWP. Pulls it out. Boom, there it is. Second kill coming out. Simple gets the bomb down as well. His team are going to slowly start converging on the position of that dropped bomb as starix peeks out Boiler. But there's WorldEdit once again, locking it down. Zeus going to break out with the bomb almost. Markelov takes the frag onto him. And there you go, 15-12. And it's map point for, or match point for map.
WorldEdit has been rotating nicely between Arch and Quad. So things being unpredictable. Obviously, you saw him previously in Quad, so they're trying to peek, sorry, Arch. So they're trying to peek Quad through Boiler, but hey, he's there as well. So
he is a doctorate in
making
rotation.
a nuisance of himself. And wow, Seized with a great pre-fire there. WorldEdit going from Quad to Arch to Quad to B, but this time they've got the jump on him. But now they've got Simple to deal with.
The thing is that they actually are able to delay them enough with nades. Now they have to go through smoke, and Simple picked up the rotator really fast, or sorry, the lurker really fast. So it's really hard now for the Na'Vi to get in this bomb site. It's going to take some great fragging. Sees there with the angle, the AWP gets the shot there, drops Blade as they try to make their way back in. That's going to give them the chance now. Sees with another one, Simple falls down. bondik now is left to try to win this map here for dAT. 1 on 2. They don't know exactly where he's coming from just yet. You can see Zeus on the angle there with the knife out, trying to peek it, just getting the info. Trying to be safe here. Keep it to a 2-on-1 always. As bondik finds himself some angles on the site. Going for the nade to quad. bondik still doesn't know where they are. Good movement from bondik, but Seed's position is excellent combined with Zeus. So very good play. And they can absolutely bring this to overtime.
Yes, they are on the ropes right now. Need to win 2 out of 2 to stay in this. Again, on Starladder, it is MR3, 16k, bit of GoTV lag there. We are going to fast forward with Markelov, narrowly avoiding Molotovs. Molotovs and Smokes interaction has been adjusted as well. So now Molotovs can go much closer to Smokes without being extinguished. Markelov winning the duels on Banana. And it's 5 versus 3.
And now they smoke. With 1 minute and 10 seconds left, they put the first smoke on Banana already after getting 2 kills there. That's devastating. That's devastating there for Na'Vi. And they're going to swap out Simple, it would look like, and potentially. Or maybe not. He's going to stay on the B site. It makes a lot of sense considering that to keep 2 on the B site, because why would you want to rotate to be 4 versus 3 when you could be 3 versus 3 or 2 versus 3 instead of a potential 1 versus 3 for the Na'Vi if they are going to pick the right site. So it makes a lot of sense with the numbers advantage to do it this way for the CTs. And Simple going to rotate back around the site. That's really good. So if they do smoke off CT, he's not going to get cut off. And they got the Heat and Poddy set up here in the back. So let's see if Na'Vi can break this. They do have 2 Molotovs left now. He's chucked in some nades, going for the play. There it is. So starix is going to be the entry man here for their team. Markelov though on a good angle, ready to take him down. starix able to take Simple out of play. Really, really good stuff there. Simple could have blown this up, but Markelov might do just the same. starix wraps around the side, gets him on quad, has to pull out the pistol. Oh, and he gets taken down on the side. Good effort there, but 16-13 will be the score there, as we do have that team taking that one. And so the 2-0 is not going to happen for Na'Vi now.
Yeah, they can only come 3rd now, that means.
They can only be in the last chance qualifier
to
move on. And you know, the top 2 teams looking to be like it could, well, still could be, well, it will be that and Titan. Titan are an interesting team. They're another team to me like that at the moment, where they just, you know, with RPK coming into play and the fact that they had such a break, and because Titan, I mean, you know, switching out one player, it's not necessarily like a big deal, but they actually played for quite a long time, like since, what, a good two and a half months without their original lineup. They just had like, you know, a sub all the time. So it will actually take them quite a while. As, you know, considering that RPK also is getting back into the game still. So Titan to me are also another team that they may even, you know, without Kali now, yeah, I mean, they're going to find a new style for themselves, I imagine, to an extent. So they're kind of in a similar position to that, I think, in that sense. That's going to take them quite a while to show their real potential. What do you think about that?
Absolutely agree. I think with all these generally with a roster change, I mean there can be, if you're just changing a role for a role, then it's a lot simpler. But if it's a different role, it can change the whole identity of the team, and then that can make things take a hell of a lot longer. Absolutely.
All right, guys, we'll take a quick break whilst we set up the next map here for StarSeries on Face It TV. We'll be back right after this.